Aurora Monroe, the mistress of the elements, weather witch, whatever have you. Hell, you can even call her Kenyan goddess or the one-time queen of Wakanda, Storm. That's right. Yes, sir. Wakanda forever.
As me floating it with the wind and shit, you know, the eyes turn white and shit. Never mind. When I see this back, I'm probably gonna look dumb as fuck.
Storm, Aurora Monroe. Do you know what Aurora means?
I thought it was just some stuff that Stan Lee halfway came up with because it sounded African. I'm not trying to be funny.
Chris Claremont and
excuse me.
And according to X-Men, at least, it's not like I did the research. Beauty. And beauty is her name. Anyway.
Which, I mean,
people ain't gonna get that reference.
Yeah, well, I do, but that's not as you know, that's not too crazy than people naming their child Belle. So,
I know. It was more of a fun fact, not making fun of it.
Oh, no, I didn't take it as making fun. Anyway,
hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent big ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feogrande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show, and I'm here for another episode of the Whatever We Want podcast. And as usual, I am joined by my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the actor, the rapper, the best, Superjaz.
As nature intended. Yes, as he said, everybody, I go by the name of Superjaz, or you can call me Jazz, SJJT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And as my dear friend, colleague just said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, where we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We do not lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Wait. We let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
Okay.
Here we go. I hope that I can make you mine for another man's your. Whoa! Cisco cracks me up in that song because he goes hard on all his fucking songs. Cisco goes hard on every fucking song.
I saw somebody posted something. It was either he either shared it on Instagram or on Twitter or something. But somebody was like, "Man," he said, "I'm over here. I still can't believe Cisco was singing so damn hard about a damn thong." And Cisco gonna reply, "I wanted to see."
Yeah. Cisco, underrated. Kids out there, go look up some Drew Hill and Cisco.
Drew Hill, which was named after what they refer to as Druid Hill in Washington, D.C., which is where they all originated, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it Washington, D.C.?
Thought it was. Where else would it be?
I thought it was up in Detroit, I'm not gonna lie. If it is in Washington, you were the one who lived in Washington, D.C., so you would know that Druid Hill was there. So yeah, that's why I'm saying. That's why I was like, oh, is it Washington, D.C.? Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, it's because it was Drew Hill, which they shortened from Druid Hill.
Okay, yeah.
Like an area or whatever.
I'll take your word for it. That's all I'm saying. Okay, much like with the meeting of Aurora, which I could be entirely wrong.
I'll take your
much
word.
Like that, I didn't do the research. Aside from in the comics, they said that's what that means.
If there is anyone that I know that has the closest thing to encyclopedic knowledge of X-Men, I'm gonna take your word, Omari. Take your word for any of that shit. You can sit up here and tell me Nightcrawler was born with two tails, one that came out his lower back, and then one that was under his left arm. And then they decided when he was a baby to remove that shit. They almost fed it to him, but then it didn't go down. They Heimlicked him, he spit it out, and then that's how he was able to teleport. And I'd be like, that's weird, but okay.
Nah, Mystique just fucked the demon. who was doing to her what she had been doing to everybody else. She had been shapeshifting and fucking with people, including like making a guy shapeshifted into a chick, hitting on a dude and being like, meet me in the shed in X amount of time. Haha, wink wink, nudge nudge. And then the dude goes see the real girl and thinking that something's about to happen, and she's just laughing at the confusion, let's say, that sparked from that. And then later she goes to a party, sees some hot dude, she sleeps with him, and then he's like, guess what, bitch, I'm a demon. What? And I impregnated you, and I'm gonna out you as a mutant. Bye. What? And then she had a blue furry baby, and she's like, oh shit, she got outed as a mutant. She's like, well, I'll be hunted if I keep this baby with me. So she threw him off a waterfall, and he was found by some circus people, the Wagners, and was raised as a circus act. Because it's real easy to just write it away as like, yeah, it's just part of the circus act. The devil child.
And then next thing you know, you become Rebecca Romaine Stamos, or Rebecca Romaine, and then all of a sudden down the line, you become Jennifer Lawrence.
They say, no, it wasn't. It was. Yeah, down the line, they're like, actually, it wasn't Rebecca Romaine. It was Jennifer Lawrence. Who was tall with the... Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah.
The tall woman with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence. That one dude, the guy that was they're like, what's your type of woman? And the dude's like, if I had to say, I'd say a tall woman with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence.
I do not remember that.
That's what he said. And then the other guy was like, yes.
I do not remember that.
That's what they said. I'm like, why Jennifer Lawrence out of everybody?
What?
It was in the dub, at least. They said that.
I'll just say
I'm not making this up.
I do not.
Because that would not be my first go-to when I would just say that description.
I do not think that you were making this up. I do not doubt that you were telling the truth. I just don't. Like I said, I know that we watched the show.
Yeah.
But I do not remember that shit. That is random as fuck. And we probably talked about how random it was when we discussed it. But I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, Jennifer Lawrence is fine. Jennifer Lawrence got some curves and everything like that. Got a nice booty. I like booty. She got a nice booty. I'm not even trying to be wrong about it. I'm just saying, hey, there's nothing wrong to say that people look nice if they're public figures. So there you go. But that is very fucking random to just say that.
I'm just telling you what they said on the show. Because him, and then there was a really big buff dude that had the whole like clap move or whatever. Right. That was pretty much how him and the other guy ended up bonding, is because they both like the same type of women and were okay with saying it. Like tall with the big ass. Like Jennifer Lawrence
isn't that tall.
I know. That's why I said it's not my first example when you would say that description. Not that she's unattractive, but it's that's not necessarily your first example of that, which is why I thought it was hilarious that he said like Jennifer Lawrence every time.
Well, I mean, that's like when Eminem, and again, now this might be a little bit more of talking about people unintentionally, but that's like when Eminem made the song "Ass Like That." And he talked about a whole bunch of people who I want ass like that, and it was a lot of celebrities who don't really have. If anything, they got smaller booty than Jennifer Lawrence. They had, kind of like,
to be fair,
women.
To be fair, I think we mentioned that on a previous episode when it comes to size versus shape. To be fair, he didn't say an ass that big. He said an ass like that. He liked what he saw and the way it's shaped, and in proportion to the individual it was attached to.
That was also when Eminem was going through his I'm about to do my accent on every song phase.
What do you mean, freeze? I'm a rheumatist. I need some little psych, I joke, I kid.
That was when Encore, like I said, Encore showed the chink in the armor, and Encore showed even more so. It showed to the world, but it also showed to Eminem, bruh, you could be the goose that laid the golden egg, and you could be on top, But you can't just sit up here and do every motherfucking little thing that you fucking feel like goddamn doing and expect to be considered fucking, the number one rapper of all time, my man. Like, this is motherfucking sitting up here and just saying, fucking, you make my BB go.
Doing, doing, doing.
That man was just like, I mean.
Just making fun of trying to cut the puppet dog. Trying the puppet dog.
But I'm saying he did 3 fucking like, I'm hungry. I'm trying to make a name for myself. The white boy that nobody would, pick. Hungry, like 3 back to back classics. And then he was like, okay, I'm solidified. I am Eminem. Okay. I'm going to do that. Shit. Now, when I was in middle school, I loved the fuck out of it. Looking back, it's like, I still like it for what it is, but it was the fucking, like, if I'm not mistaken, the first song, if it's not the first, it's one of the first, but the first song, Mama Had a Baby and its head popped off. It popped off. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, no. I remember that.
We were singing and rapping the fuck out of Encore when I was in middle school.
Yeah, and can I get an encore on the door? What the hell are you waiting for?
Who can war with the Brooklyn something? Because for one last time, I need y'all to roar.
Yeah. That one.
Well, fresher than whole riddle me that. The rest of y'all know where I'm lyrically at. Can't none of y'all mirror me back because you're hearing me rap is like hearing G rapping his prime. Young H show, raps Grateful Dead. Back to take over the Global Break Red. I'm in Boeing Jets, Global Express. I don't know
the words.
But the first song, because the first track on Encore is Curtains Up, which is the intro, and you hear a curtain opening and a little like kind of like start of an orchestral type sound, and then like a low orchestra, and then Evil Deeds. Yeah. I never thought that I would grow to be my mother's evil seed and do these evil deeds. Yeah, he's tripping.
Oh, yeah.
But then he went and he made songs like fucking Like Toy Soldiers, which is an amazing song, and Mosh on the same album.
Well, he had to have something on there.
But then he made shit like My First Single. This was supposed to be my first single, but I just fucked that up, so fuck it, let's all have fun, let's mingle, slap a bitch and smack a hoe. Po kata. Some shit like, yeah. Now, like I said, made 3, like, I have made my name. I am white in, the genre that they didn't want me to be in. I made my name, hear me roar. Everybody knows I got rhymes. So he was like, all right, now, bleh. And fucking Mockingbird is on this album. What the fuck? And then he does fucking other like Goofy Wild and that shit. Big Weenie, Big Weenie is fucking crazy. You know Big Weenie.
Oh, I don't know the song list from there. I know when you say stuff, I remember it, but I didn't listen to Encore like that hardcore.
Listen to it a lot when I was in middle school. Like I said, you're just really jealous of me because you can't do what I do. So instead of just admitting it, you walk around and say all kinds of really mean things about me because you're a meanie, big meanie. It was like, bruh, what the fuck? It's only because you just was jealous of me because you can't do what I do. It's like, bruh, what the fuck? I love you, M. M, you a fucking legend, but some of the stuff, you could tell, some of this stuff, M is like, I'm having my victory lap before I finish the race. Like, what do you get with that one song? There's one song on some of his latest shit, either Revival or Music to be Murdered by, one of them two, where he's like rapping like classic M, just like going in fast, multi-syllabic, crazy wild shit that connects all the shit. But then the motherfucking chorus comes in and he's like, nobody likes me, everybody hates me, they want me to go eat some worms. Like,
one of those.
My face to the head to the dirt and some dirt. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Anyway, there will never be another like Eminem, and there should never be another like Eminem, because like you say, uh, might be a bunch like me who walk, talk, and act like me, but just might be the next best thing, but not quite me. It's real shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, he just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I did not know that.
Really? Yeah, he just got inducted to the.
See, I
2022
thought the only Hall of Fame he'd be in was the Alcohol of Fame on the Wall of Shame.
Shout out to Hell, the sequel by Bad Meets Evil. It's on Fastlane.
Also,
That's true.
Eminem.
No, I'm saying Fastlane, which is Bad Meets Evil, which is Eminem and Rusty 5'9".
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the song Fastlane. Living life in the fast lane, moving at the speed of light, and I can't slow down. Only got a gallon in the gas
Then
tank.
he used that line twice.
He said, yeah, that's the same song where he said Nicki Minaj, I don't sound so famous, heinous when I say this, Nicki Minaj.
No, I'm telling you, I got it from a different song than that. I'm pretty sure I got that from fucking Rap God.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm wrong. You're right. You are right. I didn't even have to look it up. You're right. No, you're right. I fucked up. You're 100% right. You
Yeah.
gotta look it up.
Yeah, because you started saying, I was like, no, shout outs to Eminem on his own separate quote. But then you're like, no, this song. I'm like, I don't know that song. But fair enough.
No, you're right.
There we go. Eminem. Awesome.
No, like I said, there was never. I'm not looking it up right now, but excuse me.
So we started the show with a bit of a return to form, just going off the rails immediately. I believe you said you. I know, that's what I said. Return to form. That said, you did say you had something you thought about talking about today.
Well,
Before
like
we
I
started.
said,
Not, obviously, it doesn't have to be focused on, but just
yeah, it wasn't anything too serious in the fucking slightest. It was just something that we discussed off camera to get the ball rolling if we couldn't get the ball rolling. And the reason why I didn't bring it up was because the ball started rolling. But what I was going to say was there was a certain movie, beloved movie. This is why I get called contrarian. I wonder why I get called contrarian. But like I say, I go against the grain before I know before I know everybody is going, that the grain is going this way. I go this way, and I'm like, oh, everybody's going this way. I didn't even know that. So there's a certain movie that came out in, I want to say 2004.
oh, okay.
I remember watching around the time of 2004 and thinking that it was not funny, that everybody thought was hilarious back in 2004. And shit, yesterday, I just watched said movie all these years later, now as a grown-ass man, to see if, maybe young me was tripping because to be fair. No.
Okay, I know what movie this is.
To be fair, I watched The 40-Year-Old Virgin when I was younger, and I did not find it funny, but I watched it some years, since, and found it fucking hilarious.
I made a joke in high school about the 40-year-old virgin that I don't find so funny anymore. But we'll get into that off screen.
That's why I was like, do you want to say it or not?
No.
I feel like I know what you may be alluding to. Anyway, no. But no. Like I said, I saw the 40-Year-Old Virgin when I was young, and I didn't really find it funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometime as I got older and became an adult and watched it again, I watched it and I was like, this movie's fucking hilarious. I was tripping.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I was like, you know what? Let me watch said movie that I keep alluding to once more and see maybe it will have some 40-Year-Old Virgin-esque type of effect with me. Because maybe a young me was tripping and I'll watch this motherfucker and laugh out loud.
If you didn't like it when you were younger, you probably wouldn't like it now.
But I was like, maybe everybody else, I didn't like it then, but everybody else is like fucking laughs out loud a million fucking times, like a million miles a minute with this fucking movie. So I was like, maybe I'll watch it. I'll watch this shit straight faced. I watched the whole thing. And the thing is, I love all the main actors and everything that they have pretty much done in other times.
Oh, man.
But see, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start listing off the people so that way I can tell you who's in this movie, and then see if you could tell what. I know
I'm pretty sure we mentioned it last week.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I watched it again.
Okay,
I'm gonna start listening to people.
Yeah.
So that way we can see, and I can let you know, and then see if the artist can fill it in before you know. And then shout out to Bill Smith. That this guy has seen feogrande, his solo channel feogrande. Check it out, good shit. But Bill Smith on there, if Bill's watching, which he most likely is, Bill probably already knows too. But anyway, I love all these other actors and other shit they've done. This movie didn't do it for me. I love stupid comedy. I love the dude, Where's My Car? I loved How High. I love Don't Be a Menace. I love Zoolander. I love American Pie. I liked Road Trip. This one didn't do it for you. So, Luke Wilson, Ben Stiller, Tim Robbins, David Koechner, Paul Rudd. This is where you're gonna start knowing who the fuck I'm talking about. Steve Carell, Christina Applegate, and Will Ferrell round out the cast of Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. No.
That's hilarious. This is why Bill didn't accept your wage. That's why Bill didn't accept your wager. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. He said it. He said not that he didn't think that you'd tell the truth when you came back and you just gave a whole diatribe as to why you hate this movie, or the fact that you genuinely hate this movie. But the fact of the matter is, your opinion didn't change from the first time you did, just because that's how how your taste in movies go. So he's like, I don't think that you'll lie that you didn't like it, or that you like it, or whatever.
That's what was hilarious.
It's just, I just don't trust your taste in movies.
I don't think that you'll be full of shit. I just don't. Right. That was funny.
In fact, I think you will still enjoy it.
That's fucking hilarious. No, man, I like, for real, like I said, I watched the 40-Year-Old Virgin when I was like, in my teens or whatever, and I did not find it funny. And then sometime throughout the course of my life, as I aged, I watched the 40-Year-Old Virgin again, and I found it hilarious. So I was like, and some movies are like that. So I was like, okay, let me give this movie another try, because we had talked about it on the previous episode. It got brought up. So I said, let me give it another chance, because the last time I remember really watching it, I was a teen when it came out. If it came out in 2004, I would have been 13, but I believe it came out in 2004, so I would have been a fresh teen. So I was like, okay, let me watch it again. And I watched it fucking like yesterday. And I watched this motherfucker, and I really did not find it funny, man. And like I said, I love everybody. Some people are like, wow, maybe it's just Will Ferrell's comedy. It's like, no, I love Will Ferrell's comedy.
I mean, you hate Step Brothers.
I didn't like Step Brothers, but I love Will Ferrell's comedy because it's just absurdly fucking stupid, and I love it. I didn't mind Get Hard. Get Hard is not a good movie. Him and Kevin Hart, it's not that good of a movie, but but I mean, some of the jokes are good for what they are. So
haven't seen that one. Can't speak for it.
And I mean, Will Ferrell has a certain way. Like the other guys is fucking hilarious.
Oh, you actually like the other guys?
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Fair enough.
So no, I like Will Ferrell, and I mean, of course, everybody knows what Will Ferrell did on SNL. Like, he was on the cast that had nothing but standouts, and he still managed to be the standout. Come on.
Now, to be fair to what Bill was saying last week about comedy, and to what I was saying earlier before you finished your whole initial point. Mm-hmm. Comedy is generally some comedy especially is very based on the times that the movie comes out.
Facts.
And that's why and I feel like a lot of people who still like Anchorman today probably liked it back then, and they're laughing because they remember laughing at the jokes beforehand. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the Zoomers, if they were to watch that movie, be like, "What are these fucking people? What do they think is funny?" Because, I mean, I don't understand half the Zoomer comedy out there. I'm not gonna lie to you, of nowadays. But I said to you, I was like, well, if you didn't like it when you're younger, you're not gonna like it now because of that whole aspect. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't like or enjoy comedy from different generations. I'm saying, not everything's made for everybody. But if it wasn't liked by you, and it's when it came out and was the comedy that was common at the time, and you didn't like it then, you're not gonna like it now that you're older and what you find funny may have changed, or your life experiences, what's the word I'm looking for? Informing your opinions.
Okay.
Your life experiences informing your opinions and stuff. Just, it happens with everybody. Everybody's opinions eventually are formed by their life experience, and it doesn't have to mean like, oh, I was in a car crash, now I can never laugh again. It's more like, oh, this is funny, this is not funny to me, oh, so and so, or hell, I'm used to laughing at these things, I'm not.
Well,
life experiences is life experiences.
Certain stories dealing with a parent-child relationship are gonna hit you differently if you have an actual child. So yeah, like that.
Or actual parents.
Yeah, but yeah. So, like you said, your life experiences will shape. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
So I'm not surprised that you didn't like it because you hated it the first time, but it's just funny to me. Just another thing which I'm not sure how common people outside of folks who were in high school at the time the movie came out, how commonly liked Anchorman is or would be these days.
So basically what you're saying is you think that Anchorman is a little bit more along the lines of like a millennial Generation Y generation type of comedy?
Very well may be. I'm saying it very well may be. It could be just right in there. Because who knows? Who knows? I think Anchorman is funny. I haven't watched it in a lot of years, but I am one of those people that laughed at it like crazy when I was younger. Did I think it was the funniest movie of all time? No, but I totally bought into, oh my God, this is a good movie and I enjoy it. But there was a bit where it went a little bit too far. Because hell, there was a point, because I used to do the news at my school. And
life experiences.
By the time I got to senior year, there were certain, like in news class, they move different, they would like rotate what you do. Like one day you're on the fucking teleprompter, one day you're weather, one day you're anchor, one day you're sound, one day you're this, that, and the other. By senior year, like 3 of the jobs had been rotated off the list for me, and I was one of the regular anchors because I had been doing the news since at least sophomore year. And there was one, and you know me, I like having a thing with branding or whatever, in a certain way I do things, especially whether it comes to opening or ending a show, because I want to have a signature because I'm weird like that. But there was a day where 2 of my buddies from, the cast of characters I normally talk about when I talk about high school stuff. One, I believe I mentioned as Niz on the show, and another guy, I don't think gave him a name.
Red and yellow cast.
And I don't forget, yeah. I'm talking about the cast of characters that I've referred to numerous times. Yes, I do. I definitely get what you're saying. But there was Niz, and there's another one who I don't know if I've given a name on the show. Was
it Larry the Lizard?
No, but I will go. I will go with another bird, or another animal rather, and I'll go with the bird. and I'm gonna
A lizard is not a bird.
and I'm gonna call him. Fuck it. It's a fighting game reference, even though I don't know if he's ever even played this fighting game. But I'm gonna say Geese. I'm gonna call him Geese. And that's a multi-layered joke for people who don't understand or who do understand what I'm saying. Anyway, bottom line is Geese and Niz had something going where they were saying "keep it classy" to one another. And just kind of signing off and everything.
Keep it classy, San Diego. Yeah.
It's stay classy, San Diego.
Oh shit!
But
you're right.
keep it classy was something they kept trying to say to each other to tick each other off or just screw it in there. I don't know exactly how the in joke worked, but it was an in joke between the two of them. And Niz is just telling me the whole class period leading up to when we were about to do the news. Hey, today I really want to get at Geese. Can you just end it with "keep it classy"? It'll drive them crazy that even you're in on it. And I got them from like the news and from another thing, which we like doing that stuff with general kinds of things in various groups I've had over the years where it's like, hey, gotcha. There's the whole stage right, stage left salt. Niz and I have a bunch of things we go back and forth when it comes to bits. So Niz and Geese having a bit involving this keep it classy thing, I understood, but me being me, I was like, I don't want to, because people will think I'm just doing an Anchorman reference, and I ain't trying to do an Anchorman reference. And yes, I know it's stay classy, San Diego, but your average person isn't gonna get that. They're gonna think I'm copying Anchorman because I'm on the news. No, they're not, because it's stay classy. They're not gonna think that. It'll just be the in joke between that. And eventually I caved and did it. And we're like, have a good one, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and keep it classy. And then, sure enough, next class I go to, a teacher walks up to me, haha, I liked your Ron Burgundy reference. He says, stay classy. Did this for an in-joke. I was so salty for no reason, but hey, but Geese did come to me like, you son of a bitch.
So it worked.
It worked, but I was more mad because I'm like, I'm not here to plagiarize Ron Burgundy, damn it.
But no, that's what I'm saying.
Now everyone's gonna think I'm trying to copy off of the fucking Anchorman movie.
I'm saying, that's high school shit is to worry way too much about shit that's not that serious. Like, if I say this, they're gonna think this, and if they think this, then I'm just like, man.
But yeah,
I was the same way with shit in high school where you worry way.
And like I said, I understood the notion behind saying it to just to be a shout out to like two people that would get the reference. Trust me, I just kind of went on a tangent during this doing something similar. But I would do that in high school too, like, because it was one of the perks of being an anchor on the news for that high school was occasionally you could do advertisements. So let's say, in the lunch court, the shop department or whatever, they got a coffee store where this high school coffee company or whatever, and they had like root beer floats or something, or they had hot chocolate, and you could try to like you'd be like, hey, we can throw in an ad at the end of the news and stuff like that. So I eventually liked having like the little mini commercial. That was one of the perks, that every once in a while you can do that. And hell, when I was in show choir senior year, I literally like took one of the songs. I don't know if you've heard I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm. It's a old Christmassy song or whatever. The bottom line is, it was hot chocolate that day, and it was snowing outside. So I decided to make a reference that only the other people in show choir would get, because we all had to sing that song. So we knew the words, obviously. And so we're like, we'll leave it. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, the snow is snowing and the wind is blowing, but I will weather the storm. What do I care how much it may storm? I've got my hot chocolate from the high school coffee company to keep me warm.
Right. That was fun.
Yeah. So, and then like, sure enough, like people were like, that was weird how you just went on like a tangent to get there. And I'm like, and then meanwhile, people from show choir are like, really? you quoted the song because literally, with the exception of saying hot chocolate from the high school coffee company, it was just my love to keep me warm. That's literally the beginning of the song. So yes, I got making obscure references. I just didn't want that reference. I'm like, Niz, you're one of the anchors too. You do it on your day. No, you'll see it coming. God, you're right, but I don't want people thinking I'm copying Ron Burgundy. Exactly.
The one thing I will say about Anchorman when I rewatched it, and honestly, back in the day, I don't even know if I finished the thing. I think I did finish it back in the day, but it was so long ago. I do believe I finished the movie all them years ago, and now I'm finished it again. But no, one thing I will say is that what's so funny?
Keep talking. I'll get around to it. Finish your story.
Anyway, one thing I will say though is somebody just really peeled off hard outside on the street outside my window. Anyway, I got reminded that Anchorman is a very fucking quotable movie, man. Like, there are some movies that are super duper crazy quotable. Pulp Fiction is another one. But I was like, yo, that escalated quickly. I Love Lamp. Brick killed a guy. You're a dirty bitch. I'm Ron Burgundy. It's like, I was like, all
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yeah, it's like, I love Scotch. Scotch. Here it goes down there. Like, all of this shit, I've heard so much of these. I was like, yo, whether I like this movie or not, this movie is quotable as fuck. I didn't even realize that all of those quotes came from that movie until rewatching it. I was like, damn.
And I mean, that's part of it. You see, the thing is, everybody else heard those quotes and they found them funny. So that's where the disconnect is and why people like the movie. Is like, you didn't find it funny, you thought it was stupid. Everybody else enjoyed it and they realized the quotes existed and they were like, these quotes are also meant to be jokes. And then when they were done, so they laughed. You didn't. So that's why it's more popular than you thought, because it's a quotable movie and the quotes are perceived as jokes by some.
I will say that I do not think that a lot of people realize where that escalated. Wow, that escalated quickly. I don't think a lot of people realize where that came from.
Mm-hmm. It's become very, well, depending on if it's a GIF or not, but just this phrase, every once in a while I'm reminded, but yeah, Anchorman.
The only reason I knew before watching the movie, the only reason I knew was because I have a good friend of mine who likes Anchorman. So when I because every now and then I would just say that escalated quickly without knowing where it came from, just because I knew it was a quote that people said. And I just thought it was, funny to say the quote sometimes depending on what you said it for. And he was like, "Oh, that's from Anchorman." So I was like, before I had rewatched it, I was like, I didn't like Anchorman, and he was like, it's funny, blah blah. So I'd be like, if something happened, I'd be like, that escalated quickly, and then he would always say, oh, that really got out of hand. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, so I don't know. And then I tried to watch Anchorman 2.
Oh, I can't sign off on Anchorman 2.
You never seen it?
Not that I haven't seen it. I just don't remember liking it nearly as much as the first movie.
It came out like 9 fucking years later, first off, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially with how wildly successful the first Anchorman was. You'd think it would take them less than 9 years to get the thing made, which is just like, I mean, you never know what happens behind the scenes with this shit, but still. But I watched Anchorman 2, and I watched that movie, and I got maybe halfway through and really wasn't finding it funny, and then had to like go to work, and I was like, okay, no.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go ahead and willingly endorse Anchorman 2. I'll stand by Anchorman 1, but I can't Anchorman 2 because I have not seen it recently enough to be like, yeah, are you fucking kidding me? This is hilarious. I can't.
I mean, that's what you just did for Anchorman.
I know, but I know I liked it. See, that's the difference. I'm pretty sure I didn't like Anchorman 2, but I also am not sure as to how much I dislike. I'm not gonna be like, yeah, damn right, you didn't like that movie. That movie was shit. It is literal shit. It is shit on the screen for 3 hours. No, I didn't say that. I said that I can't. I will accept your opinion on Anchorman too.
That's how I feel if you would have talked about the first and the second Kick-Ass. First Kick-Ass, loved it. Amazing movie.
Oh
my God. Second Kick-Ass, that was a pile of Chris.
I thought you were saying both of them were. I was like, damn. Damn. I mean, I will go ahead and willingly admit that Kick-Ass is probably overrated. However, I wouldn't have called it shit moving through a factory or some shit like that.
I loved the very first Kick-Ass. Like the first one. I loved that. I was like, yo, this is like some random, like, nerdy dude who just had a good heart and was like, what? Why has nobody tried to be a superhero? Tried to be one, didn't know what the fuck he was doing, tried to be one, and then eventually, somehow, through kind of dumb luck and heart, actually got to a point where he was fighting crime and the shit they were doing. I mean, it was the introduction to Aaron Taylor Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz as a kid, Nicolas Cage. I mean, fucking all this shit was like dope. I was like, yo, this is a really fucking well-told story. The second one, I still say the second one was like, they were like, oh, you like the gross out humor in the first one? Well, here's it times 10. It's like, oh, you like the hyper violence? Here's it times 10. It's like they took everything from the first one.
That's fine.
They took everything from the first one and then turned it up to like shit 11. Shout out to Spinal Tap. Turned up that shit up to 11, and fucking like didn't really give you too much story or like whatever for it. They were just like, bleh. And it was like, okay, we liked that, but it was done in a way where it was digestible because there was the vessel of a well-told script carrying it. They were just like, oh, you like it? Here, take it. It was like, yo, but give us some. I mean, they used Jim Carrey to sell the movie, which was smart, but they used Jim Carrey to sell the movie. He ain't even anything that damn long. He's all over the fucking trailer. Like,
Yeah, no. I'm not going to defend Kick-Ass 2 either.
You seen the first Kick-Ass?
Yes. I like the first Kick-Ass. That's why when I thought you were saying both of them were shit, I was like, damn, I know objectively speaking it's not good, but I like the first Kick-Ass.
I think the first Kick-Ass is a great movie. You gonna say something?
I enjoyed it as well. Oh no, what I was laughing. Oh no, don't know if you had any other points to make about Kick-Ass.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, so what I was laughing at was more remembering myself and high school and stupid shit I would do during the news time and trying to make little inside jokes. So one day, so Larry, who you mentioned earlier, had this little dance he did in high school because Larry is hilarious, or at least back then was, probably still is a hilarious individual. In fact, definitely still is. What am I saying? Still a hilarious individual.
I have a quick question real quick. Without naming the names, obviously. The person, Geese, do I know Geese?
He was not there in December last year.
But do I know?
You would know of, and you might have seen him in some plays that I was in. Okay. I doubt you have met him personally.
Because everybody else,
I don't. Well, especially because they were all there in December.
No, but I mean,
I'm saying what I'm saying though. I would know, especially that you've met them because they were all there in the moment. Then I'm not sure if you ever met Geese in person.
I got it.
So I can tell you the name off screen, but Larry, much like myself, is genuinely the fall guy when it comes to the dynamic of comedy.
Trying to make jokes and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, in the dynamic of comedy, you got your straight man and the fall guy. Usually, if it's me and Larry, he's more the fall guy than I am. Though I can fall guy off of him, but he's usually the center of attention. Haha, this guy's fucking hilarious. And in high school especially, he was perfectly fine with making a semi-spectacle of himself for the laugh. But he had like a little dance that I'm not gonna stand up and do, but it involved doing his hands like this at his hips and kind of moving them back and forth. Just kind of weird dance, and it was hilarious. Ha ha ha! Larry doing stuff. Well, one day at the end of news, for some reason, the chicken dance was a thematic thing going on, and during the credits, and during the credits, they were just showing people in the studio, clap, 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 and then eventually it went to like a wide shot of everybody like in the back, like ha ha ha, yeah, and I decide while the music's playing, ha ha, I'm gonna do a little shout out to Larry. So I stand up on a chair and just start doing the thing. And then next thing I know, the chair, which had wheels, rolls out and I just go falling on my back. And everyone's like, oh, and then they cut off the feed. So in front of the whole news, everyone threw it, I was like,
when they cut the feed?
And news over.
So from the viewer standpoint, it was like,
oh God, what happened to Omari? Yeah, because everybody like panicked. They see everyone panic, and then they just kind of end it because the credits are over. Now that I was fine, obviously I'm here. But later that year, I've mentioned the map test before. Hell, the reason I call Larry Larry is because of map test videos. There was that year, and that might have been the same year. That would have been like 3 or 4 of the map test videos during that week that involved me. Damn, I was on people's screens a lot. Anyway, do you remember Vantage? They used to have the doom 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 woohoo. People do stupid things. Paying for car credit shouldn't be one of them. And it would usually have people do it. Vonage or something like that. Yeah. So they used that song. So someone did a parody of that.
Yo, that is a deep cut.
Someone did a parody of that where the music, instead of chicken dance music, it was the shot of everybody me getting on the chair. Yeah. And then as I fall, people do stupid things. Not taking the map test shouldn't be one of them. Take the map test. And so I was just remembering watching that video, being mad at the time because I was being made fun of, but also laughing because I can laugh at myself. And I can definitely laugh at myself now, clearly, if you saw me cutting Jazz off earlier. But yeah, I remember myself because you were like, what the hell are you laughing so hard at? And I'm like, literally laughing at myself doing something stupid.
Before you even knew what you were laughing at.
Yeah, so clearly I've learned to laugh at myself. But yeah, that was one of those. But yeah,
I haven't used the soundboard in a minute. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We got at least half of that one. We knew what you were doing this time. It wasn't. You know what I mean. We got the important, but Anyway, that's what I was laughing at because my dumb ass was doing dumb things as a shout out to some friends that no one would have fucking gotten the joke except the people in the fucking cast and other theater people who knew Larry and knew Larry did stuff like that. And they're like, hey, he's doing the Larry thing. But yeah, they did a Vonage thing with me, just like, dude, we all do dumb things. Not taking the map test doesn't have to be one of them or something like that.
What was I gonna say? Oh, now this is a hard pivot. Something that we did not talk about, not to bring the mood down, but do want to say rest in peace.
This is definitely to bring the mood down.
Well, I mean, not to bring, like, we had a good mood, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah,
obviously, in you know,
yeah.
Give it the gravitas and the weight that it deserves.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace, Jason David Frank, man.
Yeah.
Something I want to mention.
Indeed.
Even if we just say it and then move on, but I want to make sure we say it.
Indeed. Rest in peace.
Thanks.
Tommy, the Power Ranger.
I was just about to say the exact words you just said. Yeah, the Ranger. The man stayed for who knows how long with the damn show.
No go.
So yeah, 49 years old, man, which is actually pretty young. As old as it seems, it's actually not that old. And I looked on his Wikipedia to see something, probably his age and where he was born. After it happened, just out of curiosity.
Angel Grove.
Huh? Oh yeah. And I knew that he was an actual martial artist, but my dude had like 4 black belts in 4 different martial arts and a purple belt and something else, and I'm like, yo. So yeah, he did MMA at one point. So,
yep, he was that dude.
No, I heard he was a great person too. If you ever got to meet him in real life too, so I just want to make sure I said that. But anyway, no. Back to how bad Anchorman is. No, I'm joking.
Not at all. Get over yourself. No.
What was that shit? Was that Pink? Get over yourself. Goodbye. Was that Pink?
Maybe. That sounds like something she would say. I wouldn't be able to tell you the song, but it sounds familiar.
Do you remember when Pink like first started? Her image and her music style was very different than it is now.
Is it? I haven't heard her new shit. I figured she was still her.
Well, she came out with that like, so what? I'm still a rock star. I got that song.
Yeah.
Okay, and her like original shit when she first started was like, there you go, looking pitiful, just because I let you go. You remember that shit?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So it's very fucking different than her shit now.
Fair enough.
You don't see the difference.
Clearly there's the rhythm and there's the rhythm and difference in rhythm and style of the like genre. Well, maybe not genre, but I always figured her whole "fuck you, I'm Pink" image was always the same. Whether it was "you look pitiful" or "so what, I'm still a rock star." It's just like "fuck you, haha, I got pink hair, tomboyism."
Her entire way she dresses and her style of music changed throughout her career. And
okay.
She knew that. She knew it was basically gonna be that way.
I mean, there was a time when she used to claim she named her dog Fucker because she thought it'd be funny to yell for it out in public.
Is that in the song or she just said that?
I'm pretty sure she said that in an interview.
That is actually that's so fucking stupid.
So whether or not she did it, I remember hearing that from her.
It's so stupid as funny.
And that was early career Pink. So obviously people grow up.
That's also a way to get your ass whooped too. If you go into like a park and yell "fucker" and the wrong person think you talking to them.
You think she gives a fuck if she gets her ass whooped? So what? She's still a rock star. She
got her rock moves. She don't need me.
And don't be fooled by the rocks that she got. She's still Pink from the block. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
She used to have a little. Now she got a lot.
I was gonna let you finish if you can't think of nothing else. You can't think of, is that what happened?
No matter how big she gets, she always gonna know where she came from, but that didn't rhyme, so I stopped.
Stop rhymed enough. Like a little bit like a bend slant rhyme. Got stop.
Stop. Drop.
No.
Settle down. Open up shop.
Here we go. R.I.P. to the legend, but you always go back to that song.
That is not X gonna give it to you.
It's not. It's Rough Riders.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I was gonna say was with Pink, which I was trying to fucking say where you went on this whole fucking thing and all this other extra shit. No, she says in one of her songs, "L.A. told me you'll be a rock star.
Only thing you gotta do is change everything. Who you are. Hazard to myself."
And and the L.A. she's talking about isn't the city. She's talking about L.A. Reid, the music producer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway.
So tired of being compared to damn Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Which Christina Aguilera would switch me chairs.
You can use like song
The funny thing is, I have always not known what the next words to her thing is, and the first thing that pops into my head is "Wish Christina Aguilera." Somebody it just kind of like it just cuts into every needs is "Wish Christina Aguilera switch me chairs so I can still there's kind of day."
What was I gonna say? I was actually like that came on the other day when I cook. I work in restaurants, like as you know, but if they don't remember. And then we play music as we working in the back or whatever. And that came on, and I listened to it. And now that I'm older, and I am rapping now, and I was just listening, like some stuff hits you different when you start to like dabble in it. And I was like, bruh, like. I could kind of see it over the years and back then, but now I'm like, bruh, Eminem's shit is just so fucking just slick and smooth. You said by the time that I'm 30, I'll be the only person in the nursing home flirting and jerking off with jerking. It's just like slick. I was like, what the fuck?
Nurses' asses while I'm jacking off with jerkins instead of jerking, but this whole bag of Viagra isn't working.
That's so slick and smooth, man. Not to mention the fact that you want to talk about blasting, because Eminem was always topical and didn't give a fuck about what celebrity he shot at. So you want to talk about fucking time capsule of that time period. Christina Aguilera better switch me cheers so I can sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst. Come on now. Britney Spears, and then even more so Carson Daly and Fred Durst. Wow. And then the fact that he didn't give a fuck, so he argued who she said hit to first. Like, goddamn, bro. But
well, it's because the little bitch put him on blast on MTV. Yeah, he's cute, but I think he's married to Kim.
That motherfucker, Eminem.
And I don't have any problem with Christina Aguilera. That's literally the lyric of the song, people.
Yeah, for those who don't know. Because I know, but I didn't realize that.
I have no problem with Christina Aguilera.
I didn't realize the way you said it. People who don't know the lyrics probably think that you were just saying.
Because I realized I'm like, wait, I'm trying to say everything as if I'm talking, but saying the lyrics, and I just called Christina Aguilera a bitch, and I'm like, all right, no, that was it. That's literally the lyric. I was just quoting the lyric as if I was conversational.
It's like these motherfuckers are thinking I'm playing, thinking I'm saying this shit to be thinking it just to be saying it. No.
Put your hands down, bitch. I ain't gonna shoot you.
You actually okay?
I'm gonna pull you to this bullet and put it through you.
Anyway, but look at that. It all came full circle to Eminem.
Right?
So speaking of shit coming full circle, you know what would be a nice fuck you. Let me have this.
Go.
Let me have this.
Go. I said nothing. I'm laughing at something else probably entirely. But
Your eyes said enough. Your eyes said enough. You know what? Fuck the original segment. No, I'm joking. No. It all came full circle to Eminem. So you want to go ahead and make things full circle and just complete a full, nice complete circle of, I don't even know where the fuck I'm going. See, you fuck me up, bitch. Anyway. See, that's a good thing, right? I don't know where I'm going, and I just I hit the eject button, and as I'm blasting out the seat, the eject button is blame it on you. No, I'm joking. You can go ahead and look us up on our respective socials. So if you would like to go ahead and find your boy outside of this show, this podcast that you are currently watching / listening to, you can go ahead and look me up on any music streaming platform, anywhere you stream your music, under the name Superjaz, which is spelled Superjaz. Go ahead and look up my debut solo album, My Secret Identity, which dropped about a year ago. You may have to put in Superjaz, My Secret Identity, because I'm not so famous yet. Also, you can go ahead and look me up on Twitter under the handle Superjaz2, so that would be Superjaz number 2. And of course, you can go ahead and find and follow me on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz. The word forever is spelled correctly. Where can they find you, man?
Well, y'all know y'all can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Feogrande. That is Feo Grande, where I have another podcast every week, every Tuesday called This Guy Hasn't Seen, that I do with my good friend Bill Smith, who was a guest on, who was good on our show for a couple of times. What did you say?
I said dope shit.
Dope shit. I'm going downtown. I know that's hot shit, but you know what I'm saying. We're doing rap references. Anyway, we talk about movies and stuff there, and you know we trade things back and forth that one guy's seen and the other guy hasn't. This week, I believe, is another one of Jazz's least favorite movies, Bridesmaids. You can check that out. Episode came out yesterday, and you can check that out. And I believe. Next week, I believe we will also have Superjaz on that episode. So we talk about
watching a movie I like.
Yes. Stay tuned.
I'll give you,
or maybe we'll have them. I don't remember. We might have somebody else. I don't remember.
I'll give you. No, y'all said. I watched the video. I watch his content, whether it has me or not, because I like my friend and my friends, and I appreciate what they do. So no, y'all said it, and I'm gonna see if you can guess it. The alternate title would be Anticipate Before Night.
Trying to find another word, because I don't think no I know what you're trying to say. I know the name of the movie.
Oh, well then what the fuck?
I'm trying to look for another word that, because before, until whatever. Bottom line is, yes, it's a movie. Wait until dark. We'll see that. Anyway. You can also find me on YouTube, and I already said YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch at Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. And yeah, that's about what I've got to say. I just finished God of War Ragnarok on my stream, so now it's back to fighting games and whatever the hell else I want to play.
We're also getting down to the first Sunday of the month is coming up. So
oh shit.
Yeah, so that being said, I have to do some crunching to catch up on the dynamites that I'm behind and the full gear that I'm behind. Although I have been told, and it looks like, according to the internet, I've been told by my bro, shout out to Ibn, and also according to the internet, like I say, that this jump starts the next phase of AEW, where AEW realizes, oh shit, we got a lot of talent that we were halfway pushing. Let's not halfway, but fully push. And this jump starts the fun that I was seemingly finding lacking in the last few weeks of watching AEW. This jump starts that fun and that anticipation that I was missing coming back. Once you watch like this full gear, because I'm still two dynamites. And
this last full gear was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm two dynamites and a pay-per-view behind.
Gotcha.
From what I'm told, this jump starts it being good again, or not. Let me not say good again, but this jump starts it like
it's promising going forward.
This jumps, yeah, that's what I mean to say. Like good again. Good again was bad. I didn't mean to say good again because it was never.
It's promising.
It was never terrible.
We have a promising foresight.
It was never terrible.
Maybe 2020 is finally over.
So yeah, first Sunday wrestling. Every first Sunday of the month, we talk about all things wrestling. We don't have a time limit. We just go until we feel that we need to stop. But yeah, all that being said, whether it be about the X-Men and who joined them, whether it be about Eminem and his career and hits and misses, whether it be about Anchorman, and if that really is a hit or miss, whether it be about you being an Anchorman. This is embarrassing. You would think by 90-something episodes I would motherfucking know. You gotta help me out. What the fuck are we gonna talk about next time?
What do you want? Adios, miss.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.